bang 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 bang, yeah. I got to go. You let to go. I got to go.
Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka, nani moyoni mimi nauma.
I got to go. Kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza.
Nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha.
I got to go. Kanguwe, I let you go. Mupano.
Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka, nani moyoni mimi nauma.
I got to go. Kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza.
Nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha.
I got to go. Kanguwe, I let you go. Mupano numya.
Pete ya rusini na yo kidole, nilikupenda my baby sorry. Utapata mwengine don't you worry. Watoto tumezaa tuna wote yale, tulipanga mimi na wewe milele. Lakini nini unanichanganya. Maisha wote wawili tulipanga, shida ni nyingi hatujakusana. Haingekuwa hivyo unapenda upendi mpenzi tuachane na hivyo hivyo. Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka, nani moyoni mimi nauma.
I got to go. Kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza.
Nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha.
I got to go. Kanguwe, I let you go. Mupano.
Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka, nani moyoni mimi nauma.
I got to go. Kangende, I let you go.
Nimevumilia
Sitaweza.
sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha.
I got to go. Kanguwe, I let you go. Mupano.
Hii ni bahati, unayempenda sana, popote alipo, haitweza beli. Atakula za mtu, anakula zake zipo. Nipe changu nami nikupe chako, kama unipendi hilo ni pako. We got a lot of issues to settle, pamoja twende mseto. Love me baby, I will love you back. Scratch my back, I will scratch your back. Not this way unapenda upendi. Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka, nani moyoni mimi nauma.
I got to go. Kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza.
Nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha.
I got to go. Kanguwe, I let you go. Mupano.
Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka, nani moyoni mimi nauma.
I got to go. Kangende, I let you go.
Nimevumilia
Sitaweza.
sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha.
I got to go. Kanguwe, I let you go. Mupano nunya.
Tuliamua tuwe together, mimi na wewe tuwe forever. Ahadi yetu, mimi na wewe na watoto wetu. Tupambane shida zote za nyumbani tusimalize now. Girl, every woman for a man. Love me, I love you, but I not what I want. Girl, this another tune that me sing about a tune and this one girl. Girl, never worry about it. Every time you come up, I'm gonna sweet it. This one, Bunny Man, I'm music, I'm unaniumiza sana, ninateseka, nani moyoni mimi nauma.
I got to go. Kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza.
Nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha.
I got to go. Kanguwe, I let you go. Mupano.
Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka, nani moyoni mimi nauma.
I got to go. Kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza.
Nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha.
I got to go. Kanguwe, I let you go. Mupano. Simbiling biling bang 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 bang, yeah. I got to go. You let to go. I got to go.
Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka, nani moyoni mimi nauma.
I got to go. Kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza.
Nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha.
I got to go. Kanguwe, I let you go.
Mukwano unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go,
kangende
I let you go.
sitaweza
sana, utaki change na wala umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go,
kankuwe
I let you go.
mukwano nunya
Pete ya rusini nayo kidole, nilikupenda my baby sorry, utapata mwengine don't you worry. Watoto tumeza tuna wote yale, tulipanga mimi na wewe milele, lakini nini unanichanganya. Maisha wote wawili tulipanga, shida ni nyingi hatujakosana. Haingekuwa hivyo unapenda upendi, mpenzi tuachane na hivyo. Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go,
kangende
I let you go.
sitaweza
Nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wala umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go,
kankuwe
I let you go.
mukwano nunya
Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go,
kangende
I let you go. Nimevumilia
sitaweza
sana, utaki change na wala umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go,
kankuwe
I let you go.
mukwano
Hii
nunya
bahati unayempenda sana, popote alipo haitweza feli. Atakula za mtu anakula zake zipo. Nipe changu nami nikupe chako, kama unipendi hilo ni pako. We got a lot of issues to settle, pamoja twende mseto. Love me baby, I will love you back. Scratch my back, I will scratch your back. Not this way unapenda upendi. Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go,
kangende
I let you go.
sitaweza
Nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wala umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go,
kankuwe
I let you go.
mukwano nunya
Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go,
kangende
I let you go. Nimevumilia
sitaweza
sana, utaki change na wala umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go,
kankuwe
I let you go.
mukwano nunya
Tuliamua tuwe together, mimi na wewe tuwe forever. Ni yetu, mimi na wewe na watoto wetu. Tupambane shida zote za nyumbani tuzimalize now. Girl, every woman for a man. Love me, I love you, back and not what I want. Girl, it's another tune than me sing about a tune than this one, girl. Girl, never worry about it. Every time you come up, I'm gonna sweet it. This man, bad man, I'm music, I'm unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go,
kangende
I let you go.
sitaweza
Nimevumilia sana, utaki change na wala umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go,
kankuwe
I let you go.
mukwano nunya
Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go,
kangende
I let you go.
sitaweza
Welcome on the official news outlet of the Liberia Public Radio.com, LPR. Welcome on the official news outlet of the Liberia.
Test 1, 2, 3. Good evening, folks. Samson told Liberian Public Radio sitting in here tonight again for Mr. Alfonso Zionso, who is on an assignment. We want to welcome all of you again tonight. Samson to Conversation and Samson, of course. We're here sitting in for Mr. Alfonso Zionso, who was supposed to be here tonight, but he's on assignment, and so we're taking the spot here tonight. I want to welcome all of you again to say thank you very much for joining us this evening. It's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday afternoon. Please, Thursday afternoon. Wednesday is my time. Thursday afternoon, to be honest with you. I want to welcome all of you again. I think things, the news that are coming from back home, they are not that encouraging, to be honest with you. News from Morocco, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. But we'll address that here very shortly. But before I do that, I know I'm a little bit late coming in here. We almost have hour into our starting time, but let's just go ahead and start the process immediately. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. We said, first of all, I want to thank all of you in Liberia for remaining calm. I know there was a situation, I believe, yesterday or day before yesterday, where the clashes have happened between the two opposing sides, and I think there are those who are instigating these things. The funny thing is, when these things happen, those will be the first people to leave the country. Those that are instigating these whole issues, our brothers and sisters supposed to vote peacefully, but then people are pushing them one way or the other. If things starts, they will be the first to leave because they have the means. And our brothers and sisters don't have the means. Most of them don't have the means. Then they're going to have to start taking their mattresses and everything else again, walking into the mud, especially rainy season like this. Why do we have to do that? We have a place to stay. We have a place that God gave us that we can bear our hand down, and if we work hard, we don't have to depend on anybody. It's your own home, your own soil. You don't have to borrow anything from anybody if you work hard. But those that are instigating these things, you guys been there before, and you should know better. You should know better. The older folks among you and those who are supposed to be the grown-up in the room, I will deal with them here later on. Folks, I'm not playing here tonight. This is a very different Samson to Blaku, they call me. This is a different show tonight. I'm taking a different route tonight. But before I do that, let me go on my usual. That's not going to negate the fact that I have a program here to run. So I will run it as usual. I'm not going to deviate from anything else. I will run it as usual. Okay, let's go now. Here, folks, Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. As usual, our president, and nothing gonna change it until he is defeated during an election. Other than that, I don't see any reason why not to have his picture showing whenever I come on, folks. And I don't mean to be ridiculous or what have you. People think saying I'm being funny or what. I'm not. He's our president. We can't deny that. No matter what the situation, we can't deny that. However, we must be truthful. We must be truthful with one another. If he's doing something that is not right, even if you love him to death, you have to be truthful. You have to be truthful so that at least your credibility as a person on TV, journalist, whatever you want to call yourself, you have to be truthful so your credibility will come to play when you start praising him when he's doing good. And that's all it is. That's all it is. You have to be truthful. And that we're going to take on here tonight. Samson, so that Dr. Weir. And then during the election of the presidential election, 2017, let's watch Dr. Weir as he walked in the mud. And for some reason, I'm not too sure if this video that I continue to play day in, day out, whenever I come out here to show the human side of Dr. Weir, I'm not too sure if this thing is taking effect. But I will continue to do that because this is history, folks. We're not going to deny it. It happens. So I'm going to play. I'm going to play. That doesn't mean because I don't like certain things that are coming out of his administration. Therefore, I shouldn't play the video when I felt within myself, and I still do, that he did this to feel the pain of the Liberian people. I'm not too sure if the pain of the Liberian people is getting too far away from our president. We'll dig into that here tonight. This is not somebody that we all of us. I was at the inaugural program. I almost got kicked out. That's one thing I never told you guys this. I almost got kicked out of the inaugural program. I was there as a press person. And then I was right there about maybe 10 feet away from Dr. Weir when he was giving speech. I was right in the middle of that circle that was on the corner side. Okay, if you're facing south, what would that be? Southeast corner of where the people, the big shot was sitting. We were right underneath the section where the senators were sitting. Okay, so I was right there when Dr. Weir was giving the speech. I was so moved, and I yelled with all my press credential hanging over on my chest. People can identify me as being a journalist, and I yelled, 6 more years. And everyone that was around me turned around and looked at me. What, are you serious? But I was moved. I was moved by that speech. I can't hide it. There was certain thing that moved me at that time. First, it was my first time. In every time I've been blessed. Every time these in the huge situation that affect and that impacting Liberian history, I'm always there. For some reason, I'm always there. I never, except for the Civil War. But since I've been knowing myself, April 14, I was in the thick of it. Okay, April 12th, I was in the thick. Well, not in the thick, but I was well, whatever. I'm not going to go into that, but I know all about it. Okay, and here, during the inaugural program, that was the first time in history where the sitting president turned over to the incoming president of the Republic of Liberia. Most of the monumental, I mean, there's no description. And then when Dr. Weah came in, when he came in and started speaking, folks, if you were to be there, you have tears running through your eyes. There's no question, because it was so moving, so moving, so moving. But yeah, we're too far now. It looked like it. It looks like it. It looked like this speech here, I need to put it together and start playing it every day. Because for some reason, we're moving too far away from the human being of Dr. Weah. When he gave that inaugural speech, I think we're moving too far away from it, my brothers and sisters, and that is not good. I'll deal with that. But let me play this video. Let me play the video. I'm not too happy with what is happening, but let me play the video. Samson told LIBERIA Pub Radio.
Just make sure you do that same thing for you can hold. Hold the stage. I don't need shoulder roll, I need my stick. What kind of junior not there before? No, I beg you. Just make sure you do that same thing for you can hold.
Okay, folks, that's the as you saw, that's Dr. Weah during the election. I also want to take the time now. I'm not going to rush myself in congratulating people they passed this going election because I have a stake in it. I promised myself and I told everyone that been listening that if things go differently than what I predicted, I will be eating crow here. So I'm not going to rush myself. I'm not going to rush anything. I want to make sure if I'm going to eat crow here, that I'm eating crow based on facts. Okay? That I'm eating crow based on facts. All right? So I'm not going to rush into it. I want to thank all of my brothers and sisters in Liberia, the Liberian people, for exercising their God-given right as far as I'm concerned. Thank you. Thank you. Those that are, as I stated earlier, those that are in the vanguard of trying to promote disunity among us, we need to stop. We need to stop because these things they have a different way of turning out. And it's just a matter of human being, both sides in face it. They say when you push, the team push you by. That is a simple way of putting it from face it. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what part of face it, what kind of face it that is. I don't know that one either. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. I know what that is, but I'm not going to go into that. But the point that I'm making is this: these are human beings. These are, whether they're working, they're hungry, it doesn't matter. Every one of us has a breaking point. That when you get to that point, there's nothing except for death that will satisfy you. We don't want any of us to touch to that breaking point. But when you have certain people continue to talk about their rights, how they protect this and protect that, blood, ridiculous. Ridiculous. We want to protect democracy with blood again? Ridiculous. Why can't we use the court system? Why can't we use the institution that is there to protect, help us to protect the democracy? You want to use blood? You ever? I will deal with him later. Folks, Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. I want to congratulate these people. But now let me go on to my main subject matter here tonight. As you all know, there's nothing secret. I am a strong supporter of Dr. Weah and the pro-poor agenda. However, like I stated earlier, it is good to be truthful, and that we're going to be tonight. There's an article in Front Page Africa, okay, where they talk about Dr. Weah and his people as that they're losing great almost rather. I'm not even going to go that far. All I can say to Dr. Weah, those of all that continue to promote this pro-poor agenda, will be truthful, but I cannot promote something and then be disrespectful to those that are leading what I'm promoting. But Dr. Weah, to be honest with you, you're making it, you and your people are making it very, very difficult. Because there's no production that is coming out except for the street artists in Monrovia and these marketplaces in Monrovia, which is wonderful. But what is behind it? Who are the faces that we need to promote so that our brothers and sisters will know that when we say something, that we will have some credibility? But we continue to promote this particular pro-poor agenda and things that are in it. Yet those things that you guys that was written, that some of us love, they are not being implemented. These things are being sidestepped, and you move on with different things that is not even a unifying process for our brothers and sisters. Dr. Weah, those of us that continue to promote the pro-poor agenda, we owe you nothing. You owe us nothing either. Let me take that back. You owe the Liberian people because they, on our behalf, elected you. But some of us that have continued to promote it, you don't even know me. So it doesn't matter. But one thing you people have to know, none of us owe you anything. We promote these things because we believe in you. I never met you in my life. But I believe in you, and I believe that you have the ability to take us to places. But you keep bringing along with you the dead weight. These people that cannot produce, I keep sinking the sun. They can't produce. Nothing they have to produce. You have to loosen the dead weight. And I'm calling them dead weight tonight because I'm tired of being late. There's a civilized when it comes to that. So I must call it, which I truly believe, because they are not producing. And they are causing problems for those of us that continue to promote the pro-poor agenda, because I cannot promote a pro-poor agenda without me telling the people who is the head of the pro-poor agenda. And every time that I come out to promote the pro-poor agenda, things that's supposed to be done, they're not being done. It's raining in Monrovia right now. Look at the situation in Monrovia. And I'm not saying that you're not doing good. No, that's not the point. It is not about you. It is about those you have entrusted in them some procedures to carry out certain things. You trust these people and they're failing you. I'm going to come back here again tomorrow. I'm going to look for the video. I saw a video that Minister Tue and Foreign Minister of Basil Fanikan was dancing, jump over it. Basil Fanikan, supposed to be the grown-up in the room, he's jumping over it too. Why is he jumping over? Who's digging hole for him? He's supposed to be the grown up in the room, supposed to guide. And he's there dancing, jumping over. If all of these people are singing praises, then who's telling you the truth, doctor? Who in this your whole circle that is telling you, Mr. President, it's hot out there. Mr. President, people are not happy. Every one of these people that come off it. In fact, if people are saying now the government of Republic of is being run on Facebook. When are we going to pick up? When are we going to pick up? This is not the way that some of us that believe in you tell you. I mean, the speech you gave, the inaugural speech that you gave, Doc, anybody that listened to that speech will be moved and in tears. I was. Because to see a young man from Gibraltar, and as I'm talking, I'm getting emotional again. To see a young man from Gibraltar, whether he played football in heaven or I don't even care. I'm talking about men that grew up in Gibraltar and taking the leadership from a Harvard graduate, as the word continued to refer to her. And when you came, okay, let's listen to what his young man got to say. And you lay it out. And you drove that ball out of the ballpark. Home run, you hate it. Home run. And nobody could test you. Even those of us that used to be the critics of CDC, we couldn't even make it. We have to be converted quickly. Because anybody who has a sense of decency will have to accept the statement you made that day. Because those were statements of facts. And you told us, I'm going to lead. And I will be leading for all Liberians. And here we are. Here we are. The senatorial position, one of the senatorial positions in most rural county, it's gone. I'm not too sure whether it's true or not. I'm waiting for the result. The representative position is in limbo. I'm not too sure how true that is. But I'm not about to make judgment on those things tonight because the election commission has not passed judgment. So I'm not going to go ahead and make those kinds of judgments. But for us to even sit here and have a debate about that, Dr. Weah, bring people that will respect you but be frank with you. Yeah, it's today. You're young. I keep saying this, very young. So even if you're not successful in 6 years, you know how many more years you got to go? And as strong as you are, maybe you're talking 80, 90. So even if you go 6 more years, you will still be young. And people are going to be tearing apart your legacy. If it continues like this, you're giving the people room to tear, in the future, to tear apart your legacy. You're supposed to be coming in, being truthful. You were cheated over and over in Monrovia. We saw that. And now one that you stood in public to say, I'm challenging, I'm going to court. Or even if you went to court, but to take it to the next step, we're not going to accept. Never happened. Okay, let's move on, folks. It's always been your hallmark. But now that you're in leadership position, you want to tell me you were not prepared? In the last 12 years, you've been fighting for this position. You want to tell me, I don't believe that. I believe you're fully prepared. However, I also understand that this type of position, you can't do it by yourself. So you have to trust. You have to trust people to help you carry the mountain. And these people are the one that I'm blaming. They're failing you. They are few. The police director, the police chief of police, that young man, I wish we had 10 of them in your administration. Nobody gonna complain. I wish we had 10 of the police chief in your administration, nobody gonna complain. Because this young man, as far as I'm concerned, continue to do things that is needed to move the country forward. Now, some of us secretly used to admire the foreign minister. But when I watched him dancing the other day, I'm not too sure what was he dancing about. Monrovia, people are suffering. Monrovia, your foreign minister, they're beating children in Morocco, and you're jumping over it, your foreign minister. What is your condition? What is your play? What is your call on that? These children programs, people been talking about it over and over. It's not like you guys are blind in Liberia. You've been hearing it. Your foreign minister. Can you not contact the finance minister and get even if you're not going to pay the children school fee, put them back on the plane? They owe you nothing. You owe anybody, you don't owe them anything. Okay, government can't afford it. Let's bring the children back home. But instead, they go demonstrate. And what happened? They're getting flogged by Moroccan police. Honor your watch as a foreign minister, and you're going to be jumping. I will look for that video. I will play it. These are the kinds of stuff that now people are saying. It seems like Mozzarella County is slipping away from you, dog. You don't want that. I will come here tomorrow and demonstrate to the Liberian people during the election that brought you in, how much command you were in of the whole country. And I'll go from county to county. I have the ability to do that. And people will see it. Can we say the same thing today if the national presidential election was held today? Can we say the same thing, Dad? We love you. We know you have the ability to move, but you have to drop some of the dead weight. Bring people on that will carry you to the higher heights. You have the ability. Look at it, Dr. Weir, sometimes I just feel bad for you. I just feel sorry. Because when you were playing football, you said it the other day. Give me the ball. All I want to do, I want to score. Who will give you the ball? You can't go to the bike and get the ball 2-3 times. You get tired. It's a same situation here. These people that you put in these different positions, they have to bring the ball to you, and you go and score, and it becomes your name. But nothing coming out. Nothing coming out. I'm a little bit. Not only am I disappointed. No, I'm not disappointed. I'm frustrated because disappointment, as far as I'm concerned, that I have no control what people do. So I'm frustrated because frustration is it's a level of emotion that I can raise and drop anytime I want. So I have control about that. But this, my people, is not the way we want it. Let me go on. Folks, Samson told LeBron Public Radio, these two gentlemen that you're looking at, these, for me, are the dead weight. They're not producing. They're good, decent human beings. Don't get me wrong. Decent human being. Who in the world that your mom and pa were born, you say the person ain't decent? These are decent human beings, good people. But in the functionality that they're assigned to, they are unable to produce. And that's what I call it dead weight. They can't do anything except to occupy space. These people must be dropped. I don't care if they're friends with you. I'm not trying to degrade them. These are educated people, smart people. But if the people are not performing the way, this is not a club. This is not a golf club. This is not a football club. This is a country where the interest of Southeastern is different from the interest of the people in the North. But you have to bring all of the different interests together and explain to the people what the government is doing to satisfy these interests. You will come back to them again. In 4 to 5 years, Dr. Weir, you're going to come back to what are you going to say to them? Because by then, people will already have all of the negative things to talk about. You saw the demonstration. You saw how many, you think all of those people don't like you? If you were to have an election today, you think all of the people that came up to the demonstration will vote against you? I doubt it. But they are telling you But again, you're not doing good. Oh, they're telling you these are words that people continue to express. And you have these people among you in the CDC, in the government, whatever. When they're ready to come out, the government will survive. Who said the government not going to survive? The government will succeed. Who said the government not going to succeed? What is the debate about that? Tell us what you're going to do. We're not getting that. These two people, Jefferson Kochi and Minister Tour, Mayor Kochi, Mayor Kochi and Minister Tour, they must be dropped. Because I've been asking Minister Tour to do the honorable thing and resign. Because I believe strongly that if he resigns, any other person that comes in, he will still be involved because you trust him. He doesn't have to be the face of the Liberian finances. He doesn't have to be. Mayor Kochi, that your own little brother, that your own little brother, force him to go back to school. Force him. Like your own brother. He's your little brother. But I'm getting you out of that position. You're getting on a plane tonight. You're going to Europe. You're going to school. I don't want to see you back here until 4 or 5 years. He's your own little brother. Force him to go to school. Because of his lack of experience. Because because the fact that he doesn't have the experience, he's unable to control his emotion. And that particular aspect of that was displayed the other day when he called about protecting the democracy with their blood. Who damaging the democracy in Liberia? You just passed the bill to protect people like me to open my big mouth anytime. Who's damaging the democracy in Liberia? That the man going to come out and want to protect the democracy with his blood. Because he is unable. He is unable to produce. The city is still, people are still complaining that the city mess. The city stink. He can't clean it. So what is he going to do next? He's going to defend the city. He's going to defend the democracy with his blood. Yeah, if I were him too, I would do the same thing. I would defend the democracy with my blood because I got nothing to offer you, Doc. And this is what I'm saying. Mayor Kochi is your little brother. You're making, I'll say you're asking, giving ultimatum. Go to school or you out. That's it. Because this, Mayor Kochi, will be the face of CDT tomorrow. Dr. Ware, when you leave, if you're building an institution, Jefferson Kochi is supposed to be the face of CDC tomorrow. With that kind of emotion? Or he's going to be one of those level Monrovia who will build it tomorrow. Is that what he's going to do? These people must be dropped. They must be dropped quickly. Because they're not offering anything. And people, opposition, whoever it is, they come and use these kinds of stuff against you. And they are fights. How are you going to dispute the Senate daddy? How are you going to dispute that? They're going to go and take picture all over. What are you going to say? You can say the people lying, they're making it, they take the trash from Guinea and bring it in Liberia, take picture in Guinea and bring it to Liberia. Liberians themselves, people living in Monrovia, they can feel it. Can you imagine if Mayor Kochi have gone to school and gotten a degree in how to manage a city? Energetic young man like that. The man who, when he ready to talk, his skin, his moving. Can you imagine if he were to apply that kinds of energy to really cleaning his city? These are things that we as Liberians must do everything possible that we succeed. We cannot do that as a group when you have these kinds of people that continue to bring us down. Minister Tuer still have that. There's nothing have come out about what happened to the $25 million, US $1 million. We read the report. that state that some people, they say that some people, they get them some people money. The same people come and they ain't get no money. We're not part of that thing. What is the result now? Nothing. Nothing. And to make it more difficult for us, be honest with you, that to make it more difficult for us, those of us that continue to talk about this pro-poor agenda, is to watch you, Dr. Weir, to watch you the other day pointing to Abu, that he is the one you pointing to succeed Ella Lawrence. Then how serious are you, Doc? How serious are you to actually attack corruption in Liberia? If that's what it is, then you go and ask the lawmaker to make a law accepting corruption as part of our daily life in Liberia. So people don't complain about it, because once it becomes law that you are allowed to commit corrupt behavior, then it is part of the law. But you cannot claim to be illegal, and here you are, someone who has been accused, and from all indication have admitted to the fact that yes, he has committed some corrupt behavior. He has committed some corrupt practices. In that he was able to establish a bank account, went from one position to another, and yet still the old position continued to pay him, and he's going to come up. He's a businessman, you guys claim, and he's going to come up and tell us that in his business account, he never checked the account, so he didn't know the money was going in there. Is that what you guys want people to believe? How sincere is that statement? I thought people like Abu, even if he's a close friend, those are people you bring to your house at night. My man, they want a bar. Sit aside. Let's find somebody else to challenge the young girl or this young lady. And if the lady wins, so be it. But we can't carry you at this point. Finish paying the government. You can't owe the government and then you want to represent, you want to work in the government. I told you guys there again, here in the diaspora, all of Liberian diaspora organizations, they have something in their constitution. Whether a Mwepliwe organization, whether two people from Mwepliwe have the organization, there's something in the constitution that say if you owe any money to this association, you will not be allowed to hold any office. And you want to tell me in the Republic of Liberia of more than 4-point-something million people, they don't have nothing to hold people responsible? And you're going to give us this guy, and most likely he might even win. But what do you want us to say next time? If you want to challenge somebody who is truly corrupt, and then people are going to say selective justice, and they're going to wrap it around your neck. What are you going to say? You can't deny these things. And that was a very low point. Those of us that continue to promote this pro-poor agenda, because we truly believe that the pro-poor agenda, you as a leader will be successful. There's no question asked. Except we don't do it with how the other people that continue, they don't even talk about it, except to cause insult and accuse people of being enemy of the state. But at least some of us will come out. No, I don't want job. Please. You ain't able to pay me. You ain't able to pay me? Because I know that even if I were to come over there and you pay me, say we'll pay you $15,000 a month, how long that going to last? Before the pay start cutting. God help me, my little job I'm making, the 2 cents, 5 cents I'm making, and I'm cutting. Every year, they raise it. They're not cutting it down. So why coming around to your order and looking for a job for what? The only thing, if I want to be asked, no pay, but I must be respected. That's all that I ask. Forget pay. You got money to pay me, so I want no job from anybody. I'm doing this thing to be very truthful. Because I truly believe that the pro-poor agenda if that agenda is implemented to the letter, Liberia will be so developed that people will say, what? Is this a country that used to be in war 20 years ago? But that's not even being talked about anymore. You have look at this kind of other thing that people have been reading. The Morocco ambassador, people beating Liberian children in the compound of the embassy. If it is happening, if that's what it is, if it is in the compound of Liberian embassy, that's Liberian land. Why would you have foreigners to come on if that's what happened? And I say if that's what happened, why would you allow foreigners to come onto Liberian land and beat people, beat Liberian children? Once again, I say if you can't make it, be honest with them. Folks, we're sorry, we thought we had the money. But as you can see, things are very difficult. You'll come back home, we'll pay your way. How many of them? Even if they're 300. You want to tell me the Liberian government got money to pay Air Morocco to bring 300 people to Liberia? And say, okay, you'll come and you'll go to LU. Eventually, when the economy start moving up, we have your name. We will do all you can to go for masters. If you finish LU, or even if you don't finish LU, you will still go to school. That's how you deal with your children. That's how you give hope to people who have no hope. But nothing coming from you guys. Everything we're reading, nothing. Every day, it's a campaign. When are we going to move up? At what point do we say yes? I think at this time we're going to say okay. Nothing. And these are things that are not quite healthy for our country. And we heard Jefferson Kochi with his pronouncement on Facebook, a mayor of a city. He's going to defend democracy with his blood. Who attacking democracy in Liberia that will require the mayor of Monrovia to defend the democracy with his blood? Who? They only have by-election. One senator, one representative. And now he talking about blood, defending democracy with blood. How much more if it have a presidential election and CDC is not winning? That blood alone you will sacrifice? No. Cow blood, dog blood, chicken blood, human blood. You will use everything. Little stuff like this. And we can't sit down and say, okay, and they won. If at all they did. Let's give it to them. What Liberian people are telling you, Dr. Weah, even if Honorable Dillon and Honorable Ure, if they win, what Liberian people are telling you is that the direction that this country is going is not the way we want. We want you to change course. The Syria challenge hasn't come yet. You can reverse this thing and still be the country giant that you're known for. You can still reverse this thing, Doc. First, you have to start with being honest with those who are around you. Drop some of these people. I'm going back to that again. Mayor Kochi doesn't need to be dropped. I said, force him. He's your little brother. Have a meeting with him, heart to heart, man to man. Begin. Sorry, but I'm not keeping you over that. You're going to school, whether you like it or not. He will cry. Dr. Weah, I don't want to go. No, you want to go. He's your little brother. How else what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? This man must be forced to go back to school. Because eventually, when he's done, he will thank you from the bottom of his heart. Look at Conan, Amara Conan. When he started with Madame Salif find out quickly, hey, this young man's smart. But I can't keep him here like that. Blue, They took Amar Connor from Liberia, brought him to Massachusetts to do a master. When he finished, they started moving him up, and nobody can question, because Amar Connor not only smart, but he can produce because of what he has learned. This is how you move young people forward. And I'm telling you again, if you guys miss the boat, those of you that are jumping over it, I jump over it. You even get master degree, you even get BSc, you jump over it. When your time finish, what you will do? What you will do? Because most of the people that I put my mouth on are people like Judy Moore, that I can put my mouth on anytime. He working. He got a master degree, independent of Liberian government alone. As young as he is, he's working. Most of the young people that used to work for Madam Salif, they all have degrees. They can leave Liberia and go any other part of the world and be able to survive. But instead of us to say, okay, we get here now, Dr. Let me go to school. I'll be back. You're not abandoning the process. You're trying to advance the interests of CDC. But every day we jump over it. We jump over it. Jump over what? The true jumping coming, my brother. Don't worry, the true jumping coming. Jefferson, I keep forcing you. I keep bringing this up. You must leave that mayor's seat and go and educate yourself. You will be surprised. You think you know now? When you start going to real college, you'll find out quickly. And you know anything more than what you think you know. This is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. This is something that we have to stop. I'm sitting in again tonight for Mr. Alfonso Zionso, who is on an assignment. But I thought that I'd bring this issue up because I think it's very important for all of us as Liberians. Because this is the only country we have. And we all recognize it's not one among us who would deny that Madam Salif did not do us a favor. But do you think that Dr. Weah has the ability to move this country forward? I say yes. But there are those, because in order for this country, for Dr. Weah to move this country forward, he will have to put the interest of the Liberian people forward. Put the interest of the Liberian ahead of his own interest and those individuals that are around him. And they will not allow that until Dr. Weah take a stand and say, this is not about us. This is about people putting ditches in the middle of a highway, having ditch that's supposed to be on the side in the middle of a highway when raining water coming straight down the highway, dividing the highway. And it's not dividing it straight or going like that, zigzag. This Dr. Weah must stand up and say, this CDC and everyone else around me, this is not about us. This is about the entire country. This is about us. All of us as Liberians, we must participate in this to move this country forward. And you people are not doing that. Then when the real election comes, then you'll come back again to the people. And I will demonstrate that here tomorrow. Showing county from county to county how many, but what percentage he was winning. The percentage he won the last time from the county. You want to tell me if an election was to be held tonight, will he still be able to maintain that kind of level of winning from the counties? That's a question. And I'm saying to Dr. Weah again tonight, I know he doesn't watch, so I know he's not listening, but that's okay. But I'm saying, it's not late yet. These people, Liberian people, are sending you message. And for some reason, I've not, in all my years as a Liberian, I've not seen leaders that will listen. I'll give you an example. Back in I believe it was 1979, right before the rice riot, Toba went to Nima County and left Reginald Goodrich. I think Reginald Goodrich, huh? Yes. Left him in charge. And when he came back, they were on ELBC that night celebrating the return of Dr. Toba. And Reginald Goodrich got on the mic. Mr. President, he says, when you were out, those young people that call themselves the lover of Monrovia, the lover of Liberia, those who proclaim to be the most patriotic Liberians, they threatened to burn down Monrovia from Waterside all the way to Concord Town, Mr. President. But we were able to make sure the good forces in this republic were able to prevent that. I laugh. 2 days later, true story, folks. Those of you that are listening that perhaps were able to pay attention to those things, perhaps you will say yes. 2 days later, the market with me in Baker Market, right there by BDC. Somehow ELBC went there with a mic, and people with me were complaining. You know, somebody complaining they were giving. We sell fire coal. The president sell fire coal. We sell rice. The president selling rice. We sell okra. The president selling okra. You think the president will let us try to get something good out of this thing? No, because he have interest. We're selling pepper, the president selling pepper. What we'll do now? A week later. True story, folks. Student, I believe elementary student were called at the executive mansion where they were supposed to give their notebooks. We call them copybooks and pencil those days. And the children, true story, threw those things right back. And those who were giving them those papers in the interest of the two-way party. And those that were smart among them, that were noticing the rejection from these Liberians, they knew then that this thing was deeper than just students throwing notebook back at those people. If the people ready to reject you, they don't just do it overnight. Slowly. But if you're smart, you can turn it around. The issue of the civil war in Liberia didn't just happen overnight. It's just that some of us don't like to open our mouths because we have the history in our hands. I'm not going to sit down here and talk about that. That's not the point. But Dr. Doe also didn't pay attention to some of the advices that were coming, some of the things that was coming. Instead, those who were not, just like Dr. Weir, people don't listen. Just like Dr. Weir, those who were around Doe insisted this country, nobody can move you. They ain't able. You got the right to do what you want to do. Back in 1980, I believe it was 84, 85, there was a letter that was going around here in the United States. People believe, and the story was, the letter came from John G. Ramsey, who is also a crown man, instructing Dr. Doe to get closer to the state of Israel. Because if he does that according to the letter, then the United States government will be sympathetic to whatever it is that he's doing. And that letter was going all around here. The people in Eula those days, they know about it. And that letter. Folks, we Liberians, sometimes we can do things. And I know this story because the story itself is in my hand. That letter was written right here. It didn't even come from Monterey. It was written right here. Right here. In the United States. But those are called propaganda. And when the Liberian folks here in the United States got hold of that, they started calling people back home. If the people ready to turn against you, It don't happen overnight. But you as a good leader, you have to pivot. You have to pivot. You have to say, what am I doing that these people are agitating about? Ask the question. Don't just jump over it. Because today you have the ability to jump. Tomorrow you might not have the ability to jump. Ask question. Even if you have the ability to jump, not every one of the friends and relatives and everybody around you will have the ability to jump. Ask question. Find out from the Liberian people. You are Dr. Weah, you're very popular. There's nobody, no man, no woman in Liberia who is much more popular than you are. The next person in line, as far as I'm concerned, is Henry Costa. So use that popularity that Liberians have for you, the love they have for you. Go from county to county and do consultation. Ask questions. Have a town hall meeting. Have a gathering and let people speak their mind. And you will understand what is happening in the hinterland. I'm telling you, these things don't happen overnight. They will tell you what it is that you're doing that perhaps they don't like. And when they do that, and if you do not have the ability to fix those things that they don't like, you also have, you're going to have the courage to inform the Liberian people. Thank you for these kinds of conversation, but we cannot do X, Y, and Z. Here is the reason. But you said in Monrovia. Monrovia, they're not Liberia. Monrovia, they're not Liberia. You have Liberia, then you have the capital city, Monrovia. And the fact that the government of Liberia is centralized, people continue to mistake Monrovia for Liberia, especially leaders. You have some representatives, you have some senators that are supposed to be representing these counties. Some of them don't even have offices in the counties. Some of them, after the election, they probably been home maybe one or twice because they want nothing to do with the county anymore until election time. Because everything they do is like it's Monrovia. How big the house they want to build in Monrovia. They're going to have to want to ride good car because Monrovia got good quota. They're forgetting to know that if you want good car, you first of all, you put quota in your own county so you'll be able to ride and go from places to place, asking people, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? There will come time in that country that Becca Rice will not get you elected. Believe me, you will say, yes, something to say so. Because the young Liberians are getting sophisticated. You can't fool them with Becca Rice anymore. Those things will not work. It used to work for their fathers and their uncles and things like that. But when the time comes, you ought to be truthful with them and you show them what you can do, or you hit the road, Jack. They got nothing to do with you. So once again, I just want to say to those that are listening to Dr. Weah and the group and the rest of the group, to say it is the time, this is the time to actually ask questions. What am I doing wrong? Because if what is reported is what is being reported from Liberia about the senatorial election, if the people adore you, which I believe they do, and that kinds of love, if it's genuine, they will not question your ability to lead. But if what we're hearing, if Armo Dillon is elected, if Madam Ure is elected, then this is the right time to have a serious central CDC central meeting, leadership meeting. And when you're having that leadership meeting, be honest with the people, those who are not producing, friends or not. You're my friend, I love you, you love me, but you're not producing. Resign. So we don't have to do it publicly. That's how friends care for friends. And I'm saying to Honorable Toy, do the honorable thing. This young man love you. Dr. We love you. He trust you. He believe in you. But you're not producing. And the internet, don't go showing picture. Look at the international community is still dealing with me. The international community can decide who to deal with. Even if they don't like, if they know that you have no ability to lead, as long as the government of Republic of Liberia put you up front, they will deal with you. So don't put that thing out there as mean of defending yourself. I'm suggesting to you, you resign. Tell Dr. Look, begin. Get somebody else. I will be in the background. I will make sure nothing wrong happens. I will continue to advise you. In fact, I think it will be better for me to be in the background, tell you if somebody trying to put a wolf over your eyes, I will tell you, say, no, Doc, this is what happened. And you myself will find time to research that and make sure this thing, what this person is saying, if it is true, we will know. Because then you become an educator to Dr. Weir. The fact that he has no clue on managing money as a finance minister, as a finance person, you, with your ability, can sit in the background and teach Dr. Weir. This is what I'm suggesting. Folks, this is Samson Toll, LeBron Public Radio, sitting in again tonight for Mr. Alfonso Zionso. I will be here tomorrow, though, my own show, and tomorrow is going to be a doozy one because I'm going to try my best to collect all of the video that I've been telling you about. And I will start, let me show you something here very quickly before I go putting the number out there. Those of you that are listening. In life, if something come your way, First of all, you have to thank God that you have it. And that's one of the things our old folks, especially my mom, would tell me. Don't go getting something that you know you got it illegally, or you got it by getting someone else's in trouble. Because she would tell me, the tree that lay down there, you look inside, something in that tree looking into you as well. There's an organization here in the United States, a LIBERIA organization. The organization was doing good, wonderful. The leadership was doing good, and people were wondering, how's this man doing all this good thing? If the man can do it, I can do it. You see, that's one of the things we do to ourselves. You don't ask questions. How are you doing it? But because you see he's a man, you see he's a human being, you see he had the same 2 legs, 2 hands. In some cases, some of them got 4 hands. Samson, I just throw it in there. But anyway, you don't ask questions, but you assume the fact that he can do it, you can do it. And this organization was doing good, great under this young man leadership, great job. And there were certain people, we can do it. So they decided, instead of going through the normal process of criticizing, they decided they're going to criticize by being nasty, saying all kinds of untruthful things, putting all kinds of untruthful pictures all over. But it happened that during the year of the election, this young man, the good leader that I'm talking about, was not even running. So the other people that used to be so nasty to this administration, they won. And the fun started. The group that these people used to be so nasty to, put all kinds of stuff, cussing them, saying all kinds of nasty things, the group came. And one of the young men among the group, very intelligent person, very smart, he said, we're not going to cuss you, but we will make sure to expose them intellectually. Folks, and they started. And this new leadership didn't know how to turn. They only have one person that they consider to be intellectual among them. And he was a very outspoken person, in fact. No question. But he was not truthful either. So it was very easy for this new group, for this group, the old people, to attack them, because everybody in the community know this so-called intellectual is not truthful. So whatever comes out of him, they can challenge him and they can prove him wrong. 2-3 times people don't even believe what he's saying anymore. And then that new administration started struggling. And eventually, the rest is history. On the international stage, we see here President Trump, how much problem he's having. He came in with believing certain behavior will get him here and there. This is a human being you're dealing with. The economy is doing well. But right now, the election, if they put him side by side with other people, they always beating him, according to the poll. Let's go back to Liberia. And then after that, I will put the number if you want to give me a call. But let's go back to Liberia. Dr. Weah and CDC for 12 years. The government, talking about Madam Sally government, this government is untruthful. This government is corrupt. Most of them. I'm not saying what they were saying was not true, but some of them were not comfortable in their engagement. And they carry on for years, carry casket over their head. Some of the young people like Jefferson coaching them were thrown in jail because of what happened, why it happened. That's not what I'm about to talk about. But because I believe that they were not able to engage the government as an opposition positively, because they wanted to do anything that would make that government look bad. And here we are. They have taken the leadership. And the opposition are saying, this is what you did for you to get over. We will do the same thing. And now people like Jefferson Coaching, they want to defend democracy with their blood. This is what you used to do. And apparently when they were doing that, smart people among them should have come out and said, look, let's find other means. If we do this and successful, how is somebody else is doing it? How do we defend against that? That would lead us still in a leadership position, and all of the things that we're doing, being exposed to the international community and being exposed to the most important people, the Liberian people, that to see that we're doing good. At the same time, we defending against the same behavior we carry on now that will come our way tomorrow. Nobody thought of that. So now they're in leadership. So people are coming at them, and they don't know how to defend themselves except to call people enemy of the state. And the enemy of the state argument can only go so far. After that, people say, what enemy of the state? Where? The reason I'm bringing this thing up is this. A country like Liberia, you want to lead, and this is also to the opposition. If you want to take leadership, do things that will be different than usual, so the Liberian people can see that you're doing things differently. But you can't be insulting those that are in leadership right now, and then when you come, you don't want anybody to say anything to you. It don't work like that, because people have watched you. Tomorrow, watch my show. Tomorrow is going to be Pony and Dog and Pony show for real, because I'll be showing you a lot of pictures. I'm going to be showing you a lot of video tomorrow. I'm not even talk much. I will let the video and the picture then talk for themselves. Because where these people are coming from and where they are now, we need to know. And why is it that they are resisting so much criticism from other people? Why? I like to find that out myself. So, folks, it's a very interesting dynamic that is coming out of our brothers and sisters back home. Okay. Okay. So these people must be able to understand that Liberia is not a banana republic. One thing, and Dr. Weir is our president, but things must be done correctly. That's all we say. Because there's nothing else you're going to do that will convince these young people, especially these young Liberians, to say that you're doing something that is much more better than them. They're not going to accept it. Liberians are just as sophisticated, if not more. Okay? So just make sure, get yourself prepared so that you will be able to defend yourself by civilized means. Samson told LeBron Public. Let's take some numbers here. Samson told LeBron Public. That's my number up there. And I will be ready for taking number here very shortly. Give me a call. Mr. So, if you're listening, please test my number here and make sure. Let me make sure here. Okay. Oh, they said 2. Which one? Okay. All right. I got one connected. Okay. Give me a call, Mr. So, if you're there. Test my number, make sure. Okay, folks. Samson told LeBron Public, let me go on. One music. Okay, folks, Samson to LeBron Public tomorrow here in the Sacramento area. The Liberian community here will start their July 26th program. And Samson To would like to be there, of course. And LeBron Public Radio most likely will carry it live on Saturday. But the mayor, Mayor Wilmot Collins, who is now seeking the senatorial position in Montana, will be here. I hope to start talking to him from the airport tomorrow, because I'm hoping to be part of the delegate. I will get him from the airport, and once I do that, I hope to interview him. And if I'm going to be doing my show tomorrow, because this might not allow me to do my show. I forgot all about that. This might not allow me to do my show tomorrow. But we will try our best to interview him. And also on Saturday, while we're in the hall, immediately, because he's going to be the guest speaker for the program, immediately after the speaking, we will ask him to be our guest at our table, and then we will have a conversation with him as well. He will tell us why he's seeking the senatorial position from Montana. He lived in Montana for a while. In fact, he's a mayor now. Liberian. He's from Liberia. Actually, he's an American now. I don't believe he's Liberian anymore. No, well, I take that back. He's still a Liberian, but Liberian American. Let's put it that way. And he's now a mayor over there and doing well. People love him over there. And he was on CNN the other day, and he's going to be the guest speaker for the program here come Saturday. Tomorrow we have a meet and greet. I'm not too sure if I'm not too sure. I'll be at work, so by the time I get off for work and things like that, it's going to be a little bit late for me to go over there and set up and all that kinds of good stuff. But at the hall on Saturday evening, we will be there to carry the program live for all of our brothers and sisters all over to watch. So, folks, Samson To LeBron Public Radio, let me take a leave of you here this evening and say thank you, folks. As usual, when we come out to make these kinds of statements, we're not here to degrade. Basically, to be honest with you, I'm hoping that my president will try to take time, and Dr. Weir, that is, will try to take time to actually turn this thing around, because you can't have a young man like this who is capable of leading and taking us to the next level. You can't have him to just be a one-timer. I know people don't like that. That's why I'm not getting people dropping like fly off my show tonight. But I have to be truthful. I have to speak my mind, folks. Whether people watch me or not, it's not the issue. I must be truthful. If I come out here and because I want people to watch me, I want a lot of people, so I start saying things that I don't believe in, and that is not good for my soul. So I must do things, say stuff that when I leave from here. Oh, by the way, folks, that when I leave here and go inside, I will be happy. By the way, folks, I'm sorry. Today is my son's birthday. The young man that I had on here the last time interviewing, not the older one. I mean, my last baby, Gideon. He just turned 10 today. 10 years ago, he was born, and then about I think 2 or 3 days later, because that same year, we had a Boston District Convention in Minnesota. I was a guest speaker at that time as well. He was still a baby, real baby. Now, he's growing up to be a fine gentleman. Fine gentleman. I will have him on here again, hopefully next week, so we can talk about his birthday and what have you, and what are some of his expectations come to next school year. And we'll join him. Gideon will be our guest, hopefully, and we'll have the conversation. I'm also working on another guest, Mama Musa. Mama Musa, I had him a couple of times on LeBron Public Radio, which was at that time it was strictly internet radio station. And so we had a true. I mean, this young man, he's a walking history of Liberian soccer and Liberian activities, to be honest with you. And he has written a lot about Liberia and its football business, and even not just football. He stopped the football business. I mean, he's very involved. So we will, one of the things, not that I can't have him on here, but I don't want to talk to him and just just show his picture up. I want to have him on live where people will see, because it's history. He will talk to us about football. He's very knowledgeable about football, and I will repeat some of the questions that I asked him a long time ago, because those are things that some of us growing up with these people playing football for in Monrovia those days, they were our hero. Of course, he played for Aida Amanti. Barrow, Salamasiple was my hero. He's still my hero. Mama Musa is a hero for me too. Agre is a hero for me too. I want not then they all hero for me because they're my friends. But the team they play for, that team, that people team, let them go that way. Barrow, mighty Barrow is the best thing ever. Ain't nobody gonna take that away from us. But on a very serious note, I'm working on that, and hopefully we'll have the young man on with us as well. Other than that, folks, I want to thank all of you again tonight, to say thank you very much. You've been wonderful. I'll say good night to all of you. Let me go now and take the birthday man out. I'm not too sure what he wants. We don't know yet. We'll discuss it. But if you want arm and leg, you're not going to get it. So we'll discuss it. But I want to thank all of you again. I tuned in. Thank you very much. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Tune in again tomorrow. Tomorrow going to be a very nice show, to be honest with you, because I'm going to be talking with video. I'm not just going to be talking blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be talking with video and pictures. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Thank you very much. Good night.
Kadama TV, enana, monyoka bora kanama. Kadama TV, enana, sono tere kanama. Pare pepi kuna, inana, pare waki kanama. Paye jibo baso, zakati ko pare monyo baso. Basoko, Zagati go, but I'm on your basoko. Tumo wana, but I tumo wana, or dancing on Tumo wana, but I want you to Moma, my yay bover and Onana ayama lokolo mane sikulo mwa yebo zane kripu ya mone u lokolo toliye bo